on a jig, guys. That's awesome. Hello makeshifters. Today we're making Snagless jig. You can use any offset hook of your choice. The hook I have in device, it is Gamakatsu G-code warm offset hook in size 3/0. I brought the thread between the hook point and the hook barb. For tail, we're going to use orange marabou feather. And like any feather, it can be tied on the hook in 3 ways. You can just pull out the fibers, pull it off the stem, attach them this way. You can just get the feather and tie it on the hook as it is, or you can spin it. We're going to spin it because it will create the longest, fluffiest, and freely moving tail. Now we need to break off a section of the feather to spin. And if you look at the back of it, you can see the stem. It goes from thick into thin. You can just look at it and see where the line is, or what you can do, you can bend the feather right here, and where that bend is, that's going to tell you where to cut it. Guys, you know what happened? I forgot to do 10 turns and skip a turn at the front. So let me take off the thread and do it again. We're gonna start winding the thread, do 10 touching turns, maybe 12, and then skip a turn, and then continue touching turns. And what that gave us at the front, a little empty spot where you can see a bare hook, and that's how I know how far to lay the materials, so I don't go past that point, because we need this 12 turns of thread for the head of the fly. Now we're going to fold it back and tie over it. Now you see, that's too much, because I tied over the stem and it went onto the bare hook. So I'm going to back up until about there. I got 2 kinds of flash, pearl and red, and I got 2 strands of each. Now we're going to apply this yarn. I bought it online, and it has fluffy long fibers, similar to your polar chenille. That's the kind of fibers it has. Now guys, we have a little step here from when we spin the marabou feather. Just to avoid it showing up on the finished body, I'm going to build up a little thread here. And that's our mark here, and I knew where to stop the thread. If you want to, you can leave it as it is and tie it off. Next step is optional. I'm just going to put a bright red schlappen feather there. Here at the front, we're going to use bright green thread in 6/0. This is a brush to be used indoors to sweep the house, and when I saw it in the shop, I had to buy it because the fibers, they were good length and perfect thickness. Not too thin, not too thick. We're going to use those. If I just tie this on, that'll be too big of a weed guard. It'll definitely protect you from snags, but then the fish might not get hooked. So I'm going to split it. I got a bodkin, I'm going to poke it in the middle. That would be a good amount. Weed guard is in there secure, and it's not going anywhere. But it's a bit too long, so now we need to cut it. I like to cut it at about hook barb. And now we're going to push it up. And then pull it to the side. It's protecting the hook from the top, but also if any snags come from the side, it'll push them off from the side. The lures are ready. Let's check size and weight. It is pushing 9.5 centimeters. It is weighing 1.1 gram. Before we put them in the box, let's test them in the water. Let's put them in the box and take them out fishing. We are on the water again. Today I'm equipped better. I have a light medium rod with a jig rig weight and a jig on an offset hook, Snagless one. Let's see what we can do. On the jig, guys. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at the jig there, guys. Look at that. There he goes. There he is. Oh, that was awesome. This is makeshift lures, and I improve this Snagless jig. The water is so clear. This is a little bay, main lake going into the bay, and it is shallow and a little drop off. And I cast it to another tree, and as I was retrieving, and I brought it from the deeper part onto the shallower drop off, and that pike just swim up and grabbed it. That was awesome and so good to see because the water is so clear. Oh wow, look at that. A clump of mallard flanks. That's unbelievable. Look at these feathers, guys. And there's one more. I thought it was a swan feather, but no, it's a flank, mallard flank. So it's from the side of the wing, from a male duck. Unbelievable. I'm keeping those. Okay, last cast. What a day, guys. I mean, you can't catch 10 pike every day, but overall I'm happy with today. I did catch a pike, just a one, but it did show that this whole setup, weedless jig on an offset hook, works very well. And I didn't get snagged, not one time, and I didn't lose any lures. So, protects you from snags, and when there's a bite, so far it's been a positive hookup. Next episode, I believe we're gonna hit the trout river again. Hopefully it rained and the water is higher, so the trout can swim into the river. And for now, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna take some rest and think for a new lure for our box.